Somewhere in Mexico, perhaps the president is saying, those damn United States Americans, they send us their crazies, they send us their braggarts, they send us their blowhards, they send us their narcissists, they send us their sociopaths. Yeah, Trump is going to Mexico today. And what I thought was particularly interesting about this, and you know, I realize it's Anything Goes Summer, and you can call and talk about anything you'd like, you know, any topic you want. And there's certainly a lot going on in the news. But I think this is really important. Not that Trump is going to Mexico, but what I'm about to share with you. I think it's really important. In fact, I think it's like incredibly important. On Monday, the Hillary Clinton campaign, or Hillary Clinton, rolled out a mental health agenda. Now, mental health is a very important thing. Her quoting from the agenda that they rolled out, she said that the goal of this is to finally put the treatment of mental health on par with physical health, which it's not right now. She said that she wants to promote early diagnosis and intervention. She wants to create a national initiative for suicide prevention. She wants to integrate together our mental and physical health care systems so it's one system instead of these two fractured systems. I would add, and you know, maybe we should toss dentistry in there as well. I mean, why are we taking these different parts of our bodies and treating them like they're completely different? I mean, it's, you know, it's all one body, right? There's a brain, there's teeth, but in any case, this is mental health. And she wants to boost community-based treatment, more psychological and psychiatric services in the community, and place a greater emphasis on a treatment instead of jail time for nonviolent offenders. Because many nonviolent offenders, I mean, you know, many of them are just, you know, people coming out of poverty, you know, that sort of thing. But many of them are mentally ill. In fact, you know, there are some estimates that as many as half of our jail population is mentally ill. Now, you know, there is a legitimate question about whether they were mentally ill before they got to the jail or whether the jail made them mentally ill, because jail is a form of torture, essentially. I mean, just imagine for a minute being locked in a cage for years. I can't imagine it. I mean, you know, you hear about people who commit suicide rather than going to jail. I would be in that category. I mean, anyhow. So she wants to do that. And she wants to enforce mental health parity to the fullest extent of the law, in part by improving access to housing and job opportunities because of the impact that poor housing and lack of jobs has on mental health. And she wants to invest in brain and behavioral research. This is a good, comprehensive proposal. Did you hear about it on CNN? I didn't, but I watch maybe 30 minutes of CNN every day. So although I've got it on in the studios here, and right now it's Trump Jr. We have to have baby steps, and MSNBC right now, the chyron is Trump heading to Arizona tonight for major immigration speech. No, I didn't hear about it. I didn't hear about it on MSNBC. I didn't hear it on CNN. I can't watch Fox anymore. It's just like every now and then I'll turn it on, and after 3 or 4 minutes, my head is exploding. It's like, oh, this is just. But in any case, that's going on. And this morning, if I seem a little sleepy today, I woke up really early this morning. I woke up at 5 and I couldn't get back to sleep. And, you know, sometimes that just happens, right? And so I got some work done, and then I flipped the TV on about 15 minutes before I walked down to the metro station to take the train to work here, and to the radio studio here. And it was Morning Joe, you know, on MSNBC, and they had somebody on. I don't remember who, but you know, some Trump guy. And the question was, why is Trump going to Mexico? And this guy said, well, Steve Bannon, his chief strategist, concluded that this would be the best way to grab the news cycle for a day or two. And I thought, holy cow, they their entire campaign strategy, they don't have offices in states, campaign offices, field offices. They're not running ads. I mean, you would think that they're not actually running a campaign, but they got this really, instead it's celebrity apprentice. They've got this media strategy that's actually working because Donald Trump knows that the media doesn't give a rat's ass about what's good for America. They don't care about, a potential president of the United States coming up with a mental health agenda that might actually help people in America. Who cares? We've got advertisers to service. We've got, we've got ratings to jack up. I mean, this is the thinking at the networks. And if reality TV works, I mean, a lot of this, by the way, goes back to the writers' strike. I think it was in the late 90s. There was a writers' strike in Hollywood. And the networks, they could do reality shows without writers. And so they started doing these reality shows, and hey, they caught an audience. And so now it's like everything is reality TV, including our news. It makes me crazy. It's like you turn on the TV and it's all Trump all the time, no matter what.